So let's talk about the PlayStation 4. Um, PlayStation 4 to me is like the opposite side of the coin is what Xbox did. And that was mainly the reason why I felt like the PlayStation 4 did a slightly better job in terms of, you know, not just communicating what their intent was with the system, also getting a good, giving, stirring up goodwill with the consumer. As opposed to like putting a lot of first putting out information about restrictive DRM like how Xbox One did, and restrictive policies in terms of always online and use game restrictions and stuff like that. They did the opposite route where they put forth they concentrated mainly on games, and concentrated mainly on a lot of more positive aspects of gaming, and which is what we were expecting. But at the same time, I feel like they shouldn't get a pat on the back for doing the right thing, because this is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to not you know they shouldn't be praised for what they for not doing the wrong thing. So it's like I feel like when I first initially heard about the system, and when I initially made the previous PlayStation 4 critique video last spring, I felt I had mixed feelings back then, because I didn't know what the next gen what they were really going to do with the next gen, because it didn't. Usually you get a good sort of barometer of what they're going to do, like when you see these press conferences and so forth, because you say, okay, well, there's going to be this game that hypes you up for what is going to be on the system later, or there's going to be this game to look forward to, and they're going to like really raise the bar on what to expect on the next gen system. And when you're talking about a next gen system, you're thinking about what is it going to do better than what you already have. You're like, if I want to see something drastically better than the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So that's the type of mindset that I was coming off when I was first critiquing these systems. And so I saw like with PlayStation 4, when they showed the initial games, they showed a lot about a few things about graphics, and even the graphical stuff that they were boasting didn't really seem that much greater than what you already see in current gen games and what they're pressing the current gen systems to do. So my thing is that I want to see more. If graphics are not a thing that is impressive, then show me what games are going to be impressive. And that is what I feel is a current shortcoming of this whole next gen overall. I really feel like there's a real absence of real hard-hitting titles that are out there that really are must-have games, and that is what I feel like the industry is missing right now. And I feel though, to be fair though, I feel that there will be that coming down the road. There will be games like that coming down the road. It's just that like what you have to expect with this next gen overall is the fact that the game production schedules are going to be a lot longer, so you're going to be waiting a lot longer time for the developers to create these games, because they require more to like if you're going to create a game it'll be a step up from what we're currently playing, you're going to be waiting. You're going to be have a longer schedule to wait for this game, because there's going to be more work that goes into creating the game. So you're going to have to wait longer for the programmers and the 3D animators and the concept artists and all these people to create these vast worlds and build these really impressive you know, visuals and things like that. So it's part of what you come to expect. And you know, some of the key games I look forward to seeing this year are the Order 1886. It looks pretty good. Drive Club, Watch Dogs, um, Destiny. You know, I look forward to seeing what they do in terms of, you know, the games. And, you know, whatever they put out this year, I really hope that they really do a good job on it. You know, people, you know, have to understand, like, if when I'm making a critique about these systems, I'm not like hating on the system. It's more of a definitive breakdown of what I see that is like that is going in one way, and what I like to see you know, changed about certain things with gaming overall. And I really feel like the way that things have gone back in E3, they did a lot in terms of communicating like what they're going to do in terms of, like, you know, when they release the games, they're not going to put the restrictive policies on, but what did they really accomplish? You know, when they finally did release the system, I really feel like they took sort of advantage of the user in terms of like launching the systems. I really feel like they launched the systems on a shortage, even though, okay, well, the systems were really did really well. They were really popular. They sold a whole lot, and you'd expect that, especially around the holiday time and stuff. But I really feel like there was like this just artificial shortage in a way. And you know, it seems you know, I think that the way Sony launched a PlayStation 4, starting out with a shortage, is just absolutely comical nonsense. I'm not saying that shortages don't happen on in-demand gadgets and electronics, but you know, it seemed to me almost as if Sony took advantage of the PlayStation 4's popularity and high demand, and made certain that many units as possible sold. You know, there was this. It almost seems as though they sort of went a bit too far with it. You know, because on Amazon, you know, every 10 seconds, okay, well, they had a system, they didn't have a system. They had a system, they didn't have a system. And you know, different places they had systems, and then they didn't have them, and then they had them. It was really weird the way that they did that. And you know, I don't know, but it comes off to me as though as if Sony knew that since they didn't have enough games ready for the short, you know, for the system at the time, you know, they created this almost artificial demand to me, and that was kind of like a little bit annoying to me. And they kind of built on the whole hype machine momentum that they had, and you know, sort of gambled on you know, how many units they could really push for the holiday season. And this is just my opinion, by the way. You know, I really feel that this is possibly what they may have decided to just do to sort of, like, you know, build on, get the optimal amount of you know, holiday sales, basically. You know, I really want the three game companies to all do well. But you know, my current problem right now with them is like that their corporate structure kind of hurts the quality of the games being released, because they're all unwilling to take any risks, because it's like you always see the same types of games. We're inundated with the Call of Duties and the Battlefields and, you know, the shooter games, and nothing is really being done to really, you know, push anything new out there, or to push anything that's like creative, you know, and that's sort of a real letdown when it comes to these systems at the moment. And I would like to see better out of these systems currently, because it's really you know, something that I really hope for in the future that they do. But you know, you never know. The thing about this is that if they really take time to really put out some real some games that really change the way people play games in a way, maybe they could do something, but at the same time not make it come off too gimmicky and too forced at the same time. But I overall, hope that they put out a proper set of games that really take advantage of the new hardware that they tout. And it is interesting that okay, well, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they both play. They both talk about this whole 1080p debate, where the PlayStation 4 is playing games at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and then like the Xbox One isn't, and that kind of thing. And I really feel like that eventually both systems will eventually play 60 frames per second 1080p games. It's just a matter of differences that the developers have to get used to with these systems, and they really have to sort of get a hold on what on the differences and how these systems will function, and be able to make the games work properly for these systems. I really want to see overall just better and from the games aspect of it, and I really think that will happen when it comes to the indie games and a lot of the newer game developers that come into the industry that really push something that people will definitely not just play, but it will also strike a nerve with gamers that's not the same thing, the same thing again and again, but like are willing to take a risk is what I'm trying to say. And I really do hope for the best with these systems, and that's pretty much all I have to say with the PlayStation 4. I think that if they do well with this, well, I know they're going to do well with the PlayStation 4, and they already have. They have broke record sales with the system, and I really feel that just overall with the industry that they could just do better. And that's pretty much all I have to say on this one. Thanks a lot for your time, and see you later.